The world is very nearly budgetary emergency and war, with banks in America and Europe confronting ruin and occasions in the Middle East racing toward worldwide clash. A blogger asks some short and capable inquiries concerning 911, raising our attention to the peril of its results in the present insecure world and the large number of inquiries that still stay unanswered with respect to its motivation. From Video Rebels blog, the banks in Europe and America are close fall. Generally, depressions mean war. And after that there is the vote in September in the UN General Assembly on Palestinian statehood. Israel has undermined war to keep any change to their control of Palestinian region. 1. The Seattle Kingdom was wrecked by a controlled pulverization on March 26, 2000. At the point when the building hit the ground, it enlisted a 2.3 on the Richter scale at an adjacent seismology lab. WTC-7 had six-fold the amount of power potential to strike the ground as did the dome, yet scarcely scored 0.6 on the Richter scale. This implies the greater part of WTC-7 was either vaporized or swung to tidy before what was left of Tower 7 hit the ground. How would you clarify the pummeling of cement and the softening of steel, particularly since Tower 7 was never hit by a plane? 2. WTC Towers 1 and 2 both weighed 500,000 tons, 453,592,400 kilograms, each. Neither one of the ones enrolled critical crashes on the Richter scale. Next to no of this flotsam and jetsam achieved the ground. Do you truly trust that 1,000,000 tons of office furniture, file organizers, PCs, telephones, cement and steel were either dissolved or vaporized or swung to tidy by fly fuel and office fires? Might I bring up that firefighters said they could put out the flames in the North Tower with only 2 fire hoses, and that you can see recordings in which the greater part of the fly fuel was devoured in a fireball on the plane's effect with the towers. 3. The legislature and the controlled media have guaranteed that on 9/11 19 Arabs commandeered 4 planes. For what reason does the last traveler and group list not have even one Arab on any of the 4 planes? 4. The carriers even before 9/11 had individuals at each door whose activity it was to load up ticketed travelers and give them tickets. On the off chance that you trust that 19 Arabs captured 4 planes, how would you clarify 19 Arabs getting on the planes without tickets and tickets? 5. A 600,000-pound, 272,155.44 kilogram, piece of steel was disjoined from the WTC and blown 400 feet, 121.92 meters, into WTC Tower 3. Would you be able to compute the power that tossed a 600,000-pound protest 400 feet? Do you sincerely trust this power can be clarified by detonating plane fuel and office fires? 6. Jim Willey revealed to us that the Treasury Department in the 1990s sold $2.2 trillion more in Treasury bonds than were required to back the obligation. Jim Willey has a Ph.D. in insights, and no broker or government official has yet approached to question his claim. Is it accurate to say that you are mindful that the proof for this burglary of $2.2 trillion was in the workplaces of Cantor Fitzgerald at One World Trade Center on September 11, 2001, and that all confirmation was helpfully vaporized? 7. There was a Colmex vault containing gold and silver bullion in the storm cellar vault 4 levels down at WTC Tower 4. Is it safe to say that you were mindful that $1 billion of gold and silver disappeared from that, as far as anyone knows, secure vault the night prior to 9/11? 08. On 9/11 the SEC had workplaces in WTC Tower 7. The SEC had proved which could have brought criminal allegations against Enron's Wall Street-related accomplices at real enterprises. These same organizations could have lost billions of dollars in common and criminal punishments. Is it accurate to say that you were mindful the records at the SEC and Tower 7 were vaporized on 9/11? 9. Are you mindful that on September 10, 2001 Donald Rumsfeld, the Secretary of Defense, and his controller, Rabbi Dov Zakhaim, conceded that $2.3 trillion was absent from DoD spending and couldn't be followed? 10. What do you think the chances were that it was only a fortuitous event that whatever struck the Pentagon on 9/11 was pointed specifically at the people who were endeavoring to locate the missing trillions, executing them in smothering endeavors to recuperate the stolen cash? 11. Did you realize that Rabbi Dov Zakheim was president of SPC International in the 1990s, which had a gadget called the Command Transmitter System that enabled the client to electronically and remotely control up to 8 planes on the double, so there was no need robbers get onto the planes? 12. Many of the WTC steel segments were cut into 30-foot lengths, an advantageous size for the steel to be diverted by evacuation teams. Would you be able to clarify why stream fuel and office flames would be so exact in their estimation of the steel supports they cut? 13. 440,000 cubic yards, 336,404.14 cubic meters, of strengthened cement on WTC Towers 1 and 2 were pounded and transformed into clean. Play out this as an idea test, or, in the event that you are an expert, do it, all things considered. Take a cubic foot, 0.028 cubic meter, piece of fortified cement. Suspend it noticeable all around. In the focal point of every one of the 6 sides join an adequate measure of explosive and detonate all sides at precisely the same. Rehash this trial until the point that your cubic square of strengthened cement is diminished to clean and not simply rocks. Presently numerous that hazardous power by 27 to figure the power required for 1 cubic yard, and by 440,000 for the aggregate power expected to transform the solid at Towers 1 and 2 into clean. Would you be able to sincerely trust that much dangerous power was produced by fly fuel and office fires?